Welcome to your Hypno Happy Hour today. This is Derica, your Hypno Coach. And today I am broadcasting to you from Pacifica, California. I am actually on my family vacation and I'm stoked to bring you here with me. Yeah, come on down. That's my beautiful daughter. So here goes right into the topic of letting go of control and going with the flow. And as you've seen, not sure if you caught that topic tag from your email or from Facebook, but how important is that to be able to release your need to control things and actually step into the presence and step into the flow of life and people and situations that are happening around you, and how much more exciting and easier and better would your life be if you could get that down, right? So that is what we are going to dive deep into today. And hey, I see we got more people jumping on. Hey, Kathy. Hey, and then we have, I wish I could see Facebook at the same time, but it's like it's going to be a great show. We are talking about today, if you're just jumping on, letting go of control and stepping into the flow, being in the presence and being able to flow. Now, what most people don't realize is that feeling like you have to control everything, or that, like you have to do that, is actually a program. It is not your natural way of being. It is something that we inherit. It is something that is a learned behavior and way of being, feeling like we just got to control everything and having everything be in a specific way so that we can feel or live a specific way. I mean, it's kind of insane as we break it down, but I do know that you understand what I'm talking about. So let me go ahead and frame today's session. We are going to talk about how long have you been trying to control things? I love to sit with awareness. We have to have self-awareness to be able to set intention and make a difference within ourselves. So first thing is, how long have you been doing this? And I'm the first one to speak up and talk about real life scenarios and situations. That is something I dealt with for most of my life. And then we're going to talk about what do you try to control? Hey, everyone jumping on. Hello, we're talking about letting go of control and letting in flow. Being able to just go with the flow of life. So this is a very important topic, and I'm so glad that you guys are all here. So again, I'll just start back up at the top. We're going to talk about how long have you been trying to control things in your life? What are you trying to control in your life? And if this is your first time here, you guys grab a pen and paper. Sometimes there's cognitions and things that happen that you're just wanting to catch it. If you're anything like me, it really helps us sink in if we're writing those notes down. Nuggets of gold are going to be dropped here. So get your pen. But I promise we won't do a lot of talking. We're going to jump into hypnosis after the coaching piece. And that'll be you relaxing and just going with the ride. Okay, so what do you try to control? Why? And why do you try to control those things? Again, it's always important to dissect this, really reflect on what is going on. To become masters of our mindset, we have to have that self-awareness piece of what are we trying to control and why? And that's going to take us deep, deep, deep down into the basis of where we're going to go today. And I'm going to talk about why it's so ridiculous to try to control anything. There's certain things we can control, and it's not going to be those things that we try to control. They're different things. So we're going to just talk about that. And then I'm always going to end with the remedy of, well, if we can't control those things outside of us, or if it is ridiculous to try to control those things, what are we doing? Right? So I want to end with the remedy of like, okay, well, let's think about these things and this thing, and then we'll drop into hypnosis and set that intention to really create our go with the flow, flowing in harmony, being able to just take things as they come, and really absorb and take advantage of what life is actually bringing into you versus trying to mold something that I bet there's better coming in. Okay, so we're gonna go there. First thing, and I love for this to be interactive. So there's comments. You can go in the comment thread, or if you're brave, you can take yourself off of mute and you can just chime in. But how long have you been trying to control things? You can comment it, you can just think it in your heart or mind, or you can say it. How long? Yeah, my whole life, right? My whole life. Oh my goodness. Yes, I would have to absolutely agree
I'm
that.
also kind of struggling with control from someone else. And so
Mm,
that's this kind of, I didn't know this was going to be the subject of today. And so it's sort of hitting me quite hard because this is what I've been dealing with right now and how to deal with maybe somebody that wants to control and how to kind of work through that in the relationship in a healthy way. Yeah.
that's beautiful. Okay, this is destiny. I'm so glad that you're here. It's going to be cool to see the perspective, the side of where the partner is and how that person is seeing life through those lenses and how do we, you know, maneuver that. I love that piece. So you're going to get walk away with a lot of good stuff.
And I can't believe I just said that out loud. So thanks for being here.
Love it, love it. Vulnerability. I always say vulnerability and being raw and open is the best way of healing or taking ourselves to that next level. Just being who we are, right? We get to open and connect with each other. We get answers, solutions, and it makes us human, right? It makes us real human. So I love that you did that. Do it again. Okay, so how long? Kathy, I believe you said my whole life, and I'm sure we all can relate. I used to I have memories back from a child of just having people around me saying, oh, Derica, you try to control everything, or you're such a control freak. Yeah, I can remember trying to control not just myself, but what they were doing, how they were thinking, what they were wearing, what they were doing. like it was this impulse that I had, like I had to fix everything or try to make things better, or I thought I knew better for what that person had to do or that person. And it was this big program that I had to step into. I had to learn. I had to learn the hard way. So I could definitely feel, Kathy, that yeah, I can go all the way back to now. There is some things, even if we aren't, let's say we haven't been called a control freak or this controller, or there's still things that maybe you still try to control in your life, like I don't know how someone may react to you, or the things that are happening to you that are affecting you. Say like you try to. Do you have children? Like, does anyone have kids or pets? Pets, we try to teach them something like, hey, we pee outside, or whatever it is, and we're wanting because that's best, but then they don't, and then we feel we're affected by it, right? We're affected by it. So I want to say this because even though we may be relaxed or have an easier kind of personality, there's still things in our lives I think we get to anchor down and take full advantage of in this moment. Say, okay, there is things that I'm still trying to control, even in my own world, that comes and gets me every time. That kind of comes in. So just sit and think about that for a bit. We'll dive deeper. What are the things that you try to control? And for you, Uta, is it Uta? What are the things that even, let's say, your partner tries to control? Right. So think about those things. And Kathy, I want to hear from you too, or see in the comments. Amos, tell me, what are some things that are you always tend to try to control in your life? conditions. I've had even clients try to control the weather. Try to control anything, something like what I suffered from for a while was trying to control what other people thought of me, how they were going to react to things, how they were living and being and doing things, anything that kind of involved me or was around my reality. It was, I would try to make it turn out some sort of way, that I thought was best. And it's not you guys, for those that are living with controllers, it's not that controller is not like he's doing it or she's doing it from love. It's from a perspective of it's an impulse inside of them that they really want to make things best. They really want things to be as best as they can be, and they're doing it out this love and protection and kind of fixing mindset. Those are usually folks that have this really strong leader quality in them, but they haven't figured out how to balance that yet or how to lead it quite yet. It just really comes over domineering. It comes really big versus, leading from the front. Okay, so here is why do we try to control things? That I like to talk about because it's something that we learned from a child. From 0 to 8 years old, we looked at a parent figure, some authority figure in our life. It could have been our environment at school, anyone that was a big part of our upbringing in life that had this sort of character about them, that loved to control things. Usually comes from parents or aunts or uncles, whoever we're mostly raised by in our upbringing. This is an inheritance. It is something that we are given to, like given. So you usually can see the breadcrumb or the domino effect. If you look at someone who has that really big kind of controlling personality, you're like, oh, that came from so-and-so. Or, oh, that's exactly how their dad was. You'll start seeing it down the line. It's a learned trait. And it just kind of becomes you until you get here and you start to do something about it. So it's a program, and here's why it's so ridiculous to try to control things. The first thing is because every single thing, now I'm gonna get a little bit deeper, you guys. I talk about energy, I talk about the quantum physics side, the manifesting side, law of attraction, law of creation. And here's why it's ridiculous to try to control things is because, one, everything that's happening outside of here right now it's old. Meaning it's remnants of thoughts we had before. That crazy, right? And that this is science. This is proven that everything that is creating in our world, that is actually came into physical form, that is happening right now, is just from a culmination of thoughts we've had days and weeks and months and sometimes years before, depending on how much energy we had on that topic. So here we are with this old manifestation in front of us. And most of us are yelling at something that's really old. We're trying to change things that are like they're here, but they're old. They're already done. This is old. And we're screaming at these things to have things change, but that's only creating more of the same out there in our future. Does that make sense? Right? I think that's one of the big healing points in my life of stepping out of the controller and into being, is because I realized I was going to say something else. It's insane. It's insane for us to change very old things right here. When in fact, when we sit here and we're thinking and we're processing, we're materializing out in our future, days, weeks, and months forward. So everything here is old. It makes no sense to get mad or try to control the things that are already happening. So that's number one. Number two is that the only thing, and Utsa, this may be something that you tell your partner, the only thing that is in your control is your thoughts and your feelings. That is it. And your thoughts create the feeling. So it's this simultaneous, it's this quick reaction thing. So sometimes you can catch the feeling and change that, but the only way to change the feeling is by changing the thought. And the thought changes the feeling. But this is the only thing, which is two things but in one, that you actually have control over. You have no control over anyone, anything outside of you. Ever. Ever. Right now, that's the only thing is right here. You only can control your thoughts. The beautiful thing about that, for all of the controllers stepping into their power or living with controllers, is that as you are waking up to that, and let's say, Kathy, as you are, you're one of my VIPs, so I know you're very awakened, but here you are, you're knowing that, whoa, if all I can control right now is here, you're actually creating the future, aren't you? That is amazing, right? So it's like you have to surrender and accept that you can't change here, but you are predicting. This is how folks can predict the future, is because they realize how they can control the now. And that's powerful, right? So if your controller partner is wanting to, I don't know, let's say have just more of a free-flowing relationship, I'm just going to say the person has to step into being free-flowing with the right now, and him or herself. And then what's going to happen in days and weeks to come, you're going to see that relationship really form, and that person is actually becoming who you're wanting them to. Right? So instead of us trying to force or control our partner or our kids or our colleagues or anyone to do this, if we feel this, if we are this ourselves, then everything outside becomes it. Very naturally. And that's just by law. Those outside has to then convert to your beliefs, your thinking. Does that make sense? So it's like, stop screaming at it. Screaming here. Change in here. Do what you need to do here. And then, whoa, you'll start seeing the ripples of things change out here. It's like when I see parents try to control their kid and say, hey, stop doing that, stop. And they're screaming, stop. First, come back in and see your child behaving in the most perfect and healthiest, happiest way for them, and the family dynamic. And then all of a sudden you look out and your child is picking up that vibe and altering behaviors and improving and doing things differently. But screaming at it, trying to control it, never works. Never, never, never. We know this. Okay. So we're going to go down into the remedy, you guys. The remedy is the realization, number one, that nothing will ever turn out to your expectation. Let's just say that. If we rid expectation from a part of our programming, we're just going to be much happier people. Would you agree? We're going to be so much happier people if we stop. See, we're only trying to control things because we have this specific expectation. We want something to turn out a specific way, to a certain standard of expectation. This is why there's that control paradigm there. Well, if you come at it through this end and realize things are going to happen the way that they're destined to, things are going to flow to you even bigger and better than you could ever expect them to, that there is this divine purpose that is just going to mold into the dreams that you're putting out there, the thoughts that you're having out there. You couldn't possibly depict or try to figure out how all those parts and pieces and people are going to come in. That's so much bigger than us. We've got to let the powers that be, the CEOs of the universe, to do their job, and we sit back and do ours, which is being here, being as happy as we can be, thinking about the things that we want to engage our thoughts in. As we do this, let the world do its job. Right? Let the world do its job, because you think it's going to come back blue and it might come back green, and that's better. And that's better. Right? So if we let go of that expectation and just know we ain't got it all figured out. We ain't got it all figured out. We're not that smart. But we do know that we are creating what's perfect for us, and it's going to feel and be so sweet as it's coming in. Okay, so it's that surrendering. The next thing I would say is that, really just allowing and believing in, does everyone here believe that there's a bigger force than just us? That there is some other greater force in nature, in this planet that's suspended in the galaxy around us, right? Holding in orbit by other planets. Does anyone feel like there's more magic than just us? That there's other forces outside of us? Would we all kind of agree that there's magic happening around us? Okay, so that's what I mean by surrendering. And it's okay. It doesn't matter which religion we all come into or non-religion. Just know that there's powers that be that are out there, but also flow through us, whether it's God, Allah, Buddha. Okay, there's these powers, there's powers out there that flow through us. So it's respecting of powerful energies outside of us that work congruent with us and our beliefs. Okay, so does anyone here have questions about what we just talked about, or would you like to dive in deeper about that? Anything about releasing the program of control to really step into your flow, flowing in harmony? Any questions coming up? No? Okay, let me give some example, you guys. I'm on vacation. I'm here in, let's see, how do you stay positive all the time? Kathy. I'm gonna come right back to that, Kathy. Stepping out of trying to control things and just being in the flow. So I'm on vacation, you guys, and I knew that I was going to do a live today. I knew this for a while. I was going to have this hypno hour. I had a few VIP clients I get to see, but I thought I blocked the rest of my schedule. Well, I thought I did, right? Yesterday I go and I look at my schedule, my calendar here, and there's a lot more names on there, a lot more commitments than I thought I had. And so, here I am with in-laws. I'm working with other schedules, right? I have my kids. I have my whole family here. And if the controller would have come out, that would have put me in some kind of spiral, right? It would have stressed me out that how am I going to figure out this out? We got all these plans. And I could see how if this controller program was dominant inside me, it would have drove me crazy, right? It would have stressed us, overwhelmed me out. But instead, I'm like, hey, talking about surrender, you guys, it's, you know what? I don't really know how or why this is better, but I got to trust that it is. Right? I have to trust that this is all going to work out. And it's beautiful because I get to connect with more people. My kids get to be with their dad and my in-laws, and everyone gets to still have a grand time. And I get to be here with all of you and doing things that I love. I mean, and I'm going to be able to see why this was better versus, oh crap, Derica messed up. Technology, there's an error in technology and yada, yada. You see, this is just an example of when things are going to come up every single day in your life. You're going to try to control things and they're never going to turn out to your expectation. And things are always going to have some kind of error that happens. Know this. And so stepping out of kind of control, trying to control things is how you stay happy, Kathy. To go full circle into your question, it's like this is how you embody a great deal more of your happiness when we're just like, all right, we're here. We're going to do our very best. Yeah, things are going to come in, but we're going to figure it out. We're going to figure it out. It's all going to work out. Everything always does. This happens as we program ourselves back to our natural state of being before we inherited these controller qualities from XYZ, right? So that it's always going back to our natural way of being. You guys, we weren't born controllers. we weren't born trying to, have these high expectations on everything. I promise. So, all right. Does that answer your question? Do you feel good about that? Okay, guys, here we go. So we are going to sink into the next half, which is the hypnosis portion. This is releasing the programs where you feel like you need to have a certain outcome, certain, control certain things, like anything that you try to control outside of you, whether it's going to be how appointments are going to happen, how the traffic's going to be, how your kids are going to act today, how dinner's going to turn out. I mean, come on. Let's be honest with ourselves. We try to have this control over everything. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And that's what creates the discord in our body. That's what creates the unhappiness, right? Because we're efforting so hard to control things. So that's just a programmed way of being. Now you get to relax. So as we release that program of control, we are going to bring in back the rewiring of how you were born, which was this person who flew in harmony with the situations and conditions around you, kept you solid in who you are, where you are, feeling mostly content and grounded with where you're at as a controller of your life. Isn't that crazy? We're grounding in that we can only control how we think and we can feel, and letting everything else and everyone else outside of us be who they are, loving them unconditionally and loving things outside of us unconditionally to be who they are. Isn't that beautiful? Let's go there. Come on, let's go. So, all right, you guys, I'm going to share frequencies. These are certain beats, binaural beats, that'll help us go to the state of relaxation, which is a level of hypnosis. A different level is a theta brainwave state, to where we are going to relax and we're going to access that state of mind where you were when you were a little girl or a little boy and began the rewiring. It's subtle yet very powerful. Let me get the music going. While I am setting up the music, please do make your bones comfortable. Get relaxed. And make sure you can hear me okay. The volume of the music or my voice is not too loud for you, but just right. Give me a thumbs up if the volume is okay. Perfect. All right. You may or may not take a nap, and if you do or don't, either way is absolutely okay, but I do want you as comfortable as if you would take a nap. Okay, so let your body settle, allowing your physical body to feel anchored and grounded, safe and secure. You can feel maybe your hips sinking down into the chair or bed or position you're in. Okay. Now, as your body is adjusted, I want you to bring your attention to your breath. Bringing your attention to your breath. I want you to know that this is completely safe and very therapeutic to your mind and body. And even if you feel you don't have an issue with controlling, but there's still controlling issues in your life, this will be highly beneficial to how you are manifesting, how you are creating your reality. Breathe in. Breathe out. And just imagine that clean, fresh air that's entering your lungs. And on the exhale, I want you to let it all go. Another deep breath in. allowing the oxygen to sink down to every cell of your body. And then on that powerful exhale, you can feel any stress or tension release with the breath. You can feel all of that tension leave every part of your body, melting away. You can allow your physical body to become more and more relaxed. You can feel any little fiber in your forehead, around your eyes, become so soft and relaxed. Feel your jaw loosen, sink, drop in comfort. And that powerful breath of life entering your nose, oxygen going down into the lungs, adequate amounts of oxygen now circulating through your body, bringing healing to every cell, every fiber, every muscle. Finally, your body is plugging into this healing moment where you get to relax and be. And remember, on that exhale, let it all go. You might see a dark energy releasing out with the exhale. Specks and particles leaving as you breathe out all of that heavy energy. All tension from any tightness in the body is lifting off and melting away, letting it go. You can now finally relax even deeper. You can feel how soft and loose your legs are. The tops of your feet, soft. You notice how your breathing now is deeper and fuller, slower. Very good. This is finally your moment to let go. Let go of all of those worries. You're allowing any of those busy thoughts to slow down. One by one. You're just observing those thoughts flow by, letting go. And you can feel the slight temperature change in your body as you relax even deeper. Relax. And here you give yourself permission to go even deeper. Letting go Very good. Oh, imagine yourself. You're walking in a very scenic place. Beautiful place. I want you to look around. See all of the colors. All of the beautiful sights. Even bring in the sounds. Where are you? Are you in nature? Perhaps there's birds or flowing water, wind. Settle into this moment, seeing, hearing, even smelling other beautiful flowers. Immerse yourself in that beautiful place that your powerful mind has brought up. Very good. There is a waterfall, and it's powerful. It's so healing, and it's safe. And you can look off and you can see that beautiful water that's flowing down and out and far, far away. Sit down somewhere very safe and secure by the water. Maybe you're in a comfy, luscious green area. This waterfall is representing the release of all of those controlling or need to control programs that are showing up in your life. This is the powerful time where you get to let it all go down this waterfall. Even fears of control or annoyance of control. Open and allow this energy to pour out of the palms of your hands, allowing these programs to come out of your hands and stream into the water. Let it go. The need or feelings that you have to control things or run from control. Take your time, feeling like things have to be a certain way or look a certain way. The feeling that things need to be done a certain way. Let it go. Do you fear or even despise being controlled? Allow that energy to leave your being so it's no longer a determining factor or creation in your life. You allow that energy to seep out of your hands completely and flow into this water. And the water is streaming far, far away, dissolving away these programs. You're doing very good. Very good. And when you are done, I want you to put your palms down, maybe on that cozy bottom that you're sitting. And you take a deep breath as you feel the release, all that pressure finally gone. You can sigh it out of your body as you feel that space, as you feel the relief. Repeat after me in your mind or out loud. I am right where I'm supposed to be. Everything works out for me. Everything that happens is for my benefit. I can let go and be. I can let conditions just be. I let situations flow. I know that everything is perfect, and it continues to get better. Without me controlling it. There are powers that be that work for me. I allow others to be who they're meant to be. I can control my thoughts. And that's enough for me. Now take a deep breath as you embody this frequency, this remembering, reawakening of who you are. That you lead from the front. That you love where you're at and where you're going. That everything is how it's supposed to be. Take another deep breath. And when you are ready, as you're anchoring into this moment, into this new way of being in a very long time, take another deep breath. And slowly, slowly fluttering your eyes, coming all the way back up. Opening your eyes, stretch if you need to. Look out around you. Coming back. All right. Good work. You guys, I honor you. I love you. I thank you for being here. This was right where you're supposed to be. I would love to hear how you're feeling. I would love to hear your experience. If you would like, if you're feeling courageous enough to share what you've seen or what you felt. You can type it in or email me later, or just start talking. This was wonderful, you guys. Love it. Good, good, good. Thank you. Thank you all. That was wonderful. I will see you guys next Tuesday. Take care. Share this if you're on Facebook. You can share it with those that you feel may need this more than maybe we do. It's a great refresher, reminder. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I love that you feel great. Love the comments coming in. And you guys, again, I will see you on Tuesday. Share this video if you like, just on Facebook, or you can share the Zoom through email link. And I will see you all next Tuesday. Kathy, I will be seeing you shortly. And again, love you all. And enjoy your day of just going with the flow. Going with the flow, letting things happen and be. Because you know what? They're supposed to be. It's supposed to be that way. We plan, we don't control. All right, you guys. I'll see you later.